trying to take a clickbaity thumbnail right now, and it's not even clickbait. Like, I genuinely feel this terrified. What's up, party people, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're testing out a few new products from Physicians Formula. They just come out with a few new things for their spring collection, so we're gonna do a wear test to review the whole shebang. So let's go and get into it. That was a lot of pointing. We're gonna do a wear test and a review, young boy. God, once you start wearing camouflage, you can't go back. It's like, oh, you can't see me. Where am I? Ooh. Okay, so I don't have a new eyeshadow palette or anything from them, so I'm just gonna do their face palette for my eyeshadow. So this is the new Butter Collection times, do people say X or like times? This is the Butter Collection times Weylie Hoang. Why can't I say that? Here's what it looks like. You can see for yourself. Yeah, here's what it looks like on. What? We just lost a man. Well, hope you got a good look when I held it up for 1.3 seconds, because that ain't gonna happen again apparently. Okay, can you see it? Can you get a good gist of what it is? Yeah, you get 2 bronzers, 2 blush, and 2 highlighters in here. This is actually a really pretty palette, and I feel like the shades pair really well together. It doesn't go very dark though, so this isn't gonna be for anyone over like a medium tan skin tone. That's probably pushing it, honestly. Okay, so there are the 2 highlighter shades. Hopefully my lighting's not washing it out. So this one is called Golden Hour, which literally makes your skin look like you're taking a picture in golden hour. So yeah, this is the one that's probably most suitable for a deeper skin tone, but I wouldn't say go out and buy this palette just for that. It's not worth it. But it's a really pretty like apricot, rosy, goldish kind of color, but it's not too dark for me. It actually does work somehow. So let's do a little hand swatch. Oh my God, they literally feel like creams. I've never touched these before, so that's really nice. So yeah, that top shade is one that cracked, and it's so pretty. For some reason, I've never really gotten on board with the butter blushes. I just feel like they don't have the best staying power, and I don't know. They never really did it for me. But here's apricot, and then here is, what is it called? Wildflower, which is that deeper mauve. And apricot has a little bit more of a sheen, and wildflower is a little bit more matte. And the bronzers, I think, are just like staple bronzers in their collection. There's deep bronzer and sunset bronzer, which I actually have both of these in my collection already. So we got some redundancy there. I wish they come out with some new shades, but yeah, top is deep bronzer, bottom is sunset bronzer. Let's take sunset bronzer first. Let's put that in my crease, and I've already primed my eyes. And I do want to point out that these butter bronzers have a little bit of a sheen. They're not flat matte, which I think that's what's so special about them, because I just feel like a flat matte bronzer it's just not very realistic. Whenever you get tan or you get kind of like that sun-kissed bronze look, you know, you kind of have a sheen, you kind of have a glow, like you're not just matte. So I feel like a satin bronzer mimics that a lot more realistically. So now I'm gonna go into deep bronzer just to see what it looks like on top of that. Just add a little bit more depth. It actually looks lighter than sunset bronzer. I thought it'd be darker. Let's go into Golden Hour, and let's put that on my lid. Ooh, wow. I don't know what that was. I'm just gonna go ahead and pat this on. On this side, let's see if it looks better wet. Ooh, bingo. And then on the other side, I'm just gonna wet my brush with no extra product and just tap over that just to get that same effect without adding any more product. Oops, I forgot to mention how much this palette is. This is $15 at Ulta. Okay, then I'm gonna take a little bit of that little crackhead shade in the shade Whimsical. And I'm gonna put this in the inner corner. I wonder how many people are gonna be in the comments being like, don't say crackhead, that's so offensive. That's not politically correct. Shut up. Okay, so there's what it's looking like so far. So it's nice, it's pretty, it's simple, it's minimal. I like it. For mascara, we have this new Butter Blowout Mascara, which looks so pretty, so tropical, as if any of us are gonna be going on vacation. So it says an ultra luxurious, full volume and length mascara infused with keratin and maru butter. Is that how you pronounce it? Maru? I don't know. To deliver dramatic results, incredibly creamy and buildable formula paired with a round bristle brush, captures and coats each lash from root to tip. Creamy, that doesn't sound very good for mascara. Well, here's what the wand looks like. It's just your basic kind of wand. I'm not even gonna do eyeliner. I don't care. Plus my husband said I look younger without a lot of makeup on, so I got a complex now. You keep making it harder to stay. God, my pores are large. Okay, so here's one layer. So I wouldn't necessarily say that they're luscious, but didn't really do a whole lot. Like, they look pretty see-through and pretty puny. Let's go ahead and do a second layer though. Okay, that's slightly better. Is my eyeshadow creasing already? Are you serious? All right, so here are 2 layers. So it's not bad if you're doing like a very minimal look like this, where you don't want your lashes to be like touching your skull. But if you're doing like a really dramatic look where you want your lashes to be really big and voluminous and to actually show up against you know, a dramatic eye look, this probably is going to be it for you. So if you do like a more natural mascara, then you might like this. We have a new foundation. So this is the Butter Believe It foundation and concealer. So this is $12 at Ulta. So it says long wearing weightless formula that provides buildable coverage. It's infused with a powerful blend of, again, all the butters that were in the mascara. So Maru, I don't know, Kapuchu butter and Takuma butter from the lush, nutrient-rich Amazon. It says it has an incredibly creamy texture that melts onto skin, leaving a natural, radiant glow, while the long-wearing, weightless formula provides buildable coverage. I have light and fair to light. So I actually saw a lot of people say in the reviews that it kind of runs dark, so that's why I got a lighter shade. Okay, so there is fair to light. Let's hold it back here so you can see it better. So it does have some drip to it. It's not like a super thick kind of formula. So I actually think that fair to light is a little bit darker and light seems to have a little bit better of an undertone. So I have already done my skincare, no primer, nothing like that. We're just gonna do foundation by itself. Okay, so let's go ahead and do light first. And by the way, I have oily, acne-prone skin. So as with all the butter collection, everything smells very coconutty, very summery vibes. The undertone is pretty nice. It has like a slight yellowish olive. The undertone doesn't seem to be too bad. It seems to be like almost like a neutral slash olivey undertone, which works best for my skin tone. Okay, so I turned my ISO down a little bit so you can see color better. So yeah, side by side, here's what it looks like. So again, this is the shade Light. So yeah, it has a really pretty coverage so far. It's not full. I would say it's like a light, medium, maybe medium coverage, but I mean, it's covering really pretty, and so far it has like really pretty satiny kind of finish. So we'll see how it dries. On this side, I'm going to do fair to light just to see how they compare side by side. Okay, fair to light, light. So here's one layer of each. I don't really see a big difference on the skin. Fair to light, when I swatched it, looked darker actually, but it may have more of like a neutral undertone, whereas light is more, like I said, kind of golden olivey. I kind of want to sit here for a couple of minutes to see how they oxidize, if they oxidize, because I kind of feel like they're going to. And also I'm going to go in and try to layer it up just a little bit just to see if it gets cakey or thick looking or makeup-y or whatever. But right now it looks really pretty. But I will say on my forehead, this could be problematic. So it's kind of emphasizing my forehead lines, and usually that never happens. I have very minimal lines on my forehead. Like usually I can't see them with or without makeup for the most part. I'm kind of seeing that happening right here around my parentheses on the side that I started with first. Hopefully this isn't foreshadowing how it's gonna wear. Okay, the longer it dries, the more liney it looks. Okay, I've been sitting here for a few minutes now, and I feel like they haven't really oxidized a whole lot, like maybe a little bit, but they're not turning like Oompa Loompa orange, so that's good. It has set a little bit to where it's not as tacky, but I don't know if I would trust it without a powder. And it's kind of losing a little bit of the satiny finish, like it's not as luminous as it was when I first applied it. So I'm gonna go in on each side and just layer it just a little bit, like I said, just to see how it layers on itself. Yeah, it blends out really fast, a little bit goes a long way, and you definitely can build up the coverage. I mean, I don't really have a lot to cover up today, like I don't have anything that's inflamed or irritated or super red or anything, so getting full coverage for me today isn't like that big of a task. So right now it's 409. So before I move into setting powder, I'm gonna go ahead and go back into my face palette, and we're gonna go ahead and do my powder cheek products. So let's see, which bronzer do I wanna use? I don't know. Actually, let's go ahead and do deep bronzer. Ooh, oh, that's a little orange. Take a powder brush and just kind of stamp over that just to try to make it less obvious. It's a really pretty formula though. I just like the original Butter Bronzer shade better. Sunset Bronzer, which is also in this palette at the bottom, is a little bit too golden for me. And it looked pretty dark on my eyes. So I thought it was a lot lighter than that, but apparently it's not. But I mean, just to show you what it looks like, let's just do it on this side. And keep in mind, and this may be too dark because I don't have a setting powder underneath as a barrier. Like I'm just going straight on top of the foundation, which is still a bit tacky. So whenever you do that, sometimes it has a tendency to kind of grab onto pigment and not blend out as well. I like to try to avoid as much powder as possible. So I just set the areas that I can with powdered cheek products, and then set the areas that didn't get touched with powdered cheek products with a setting powder. But Sunset Bronzer doesn't look too golden on me. Like that's not bad. I mean, it is kind of holding on to pigment still, like it's a little bit darker right there where I first laid the brush down. So for blush, let's go into Apricot, just because we're gonna try to stick to more of like a warm thing. And I've been more into shades like this lately. Like I used to only use like pinky coral shades, and I've kind of been venturing out and using some apricot peachy shades. Okay, that's actually really, really pretty. So for highlighter, I actually have two. Well, I have the two in the face palette and then a separate one, so I technically have three. I may do one on each side just to show you what each formula looks like. This is the Mineral Wear Diamond Dust Highlighter. So this is $13.99 at Ulta. So yeah, there aren't any more shades, but it looks like it's white, but it's kind of more of like a translucent white, with pink and purple iridescence. So you can't really see an obvious swatch. You can just see a little bit of a glow, which, I mean, that could be a good or a bad thing depending on how you look at it and depending on your skin tone. Whenever I first opened it, it kind of seemed like there was like hard paint. Like it kind of seemed like there was this like hard surface on top. So I tried to wipe it down and get down into the middle of the product a little bit and try to wipe off that overspray or whatever it was. It's a little bit more creamy, a little bit more pigmented, but it's still pretty dry. Like it's not a super pigmented formula. We're gonna put it on this side. Ooh, I may have gotten too much. Oh my God, my under eyes are creasing like hell. Yeah, hopefully you can see, it definitely does give you some glow, but it's very sparkly, very glittery. Like it's not a very finely milled kind of powder. It doesn't look natural at all. It's not horrible. Let's see, on the other side I'm gonna do, let's do Golden Hour starting off. Like we'll put this more towards the back, like towards my hairline. Like this isn't like a super intense highlight. Like this is like, give your cheeks that glossy kind of dumpling look. As you can see, it just adds a really pretty warm glow. It's not too in your face. It's not too intense. There's not obvious shimmer or sparkle or anything. So now I'm gonna go into Whimsical, which is that pink shade that cracked on me earlier. This is a really unique shade. Like it's like a warm golden pink. And normally I don't like pink highlighters. Like they just don't really work for my skin tone. This one has such a pretty warmth to it that it works. So here's what that shade looks like. And let's put this one right here. So we've had Golden Hour right through here. We're gonna put Whimsical right through here. And that is gorgeous. Yeah, the highlighters in the face palette definitely trump the Diamond Dust highlighter. Like this, like second to none. This is so beautiful. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go into powder. I'm gonna use my new Maybelline Lasting Fix Banana Translucent Setting Powder. So to finish up my eyes, I'm gonna go back into that palette. I'm gonna take Sunkissed Bronzer and just run this along my lash line. And last, I'm gonna do some mascara on my lowers. Okay, so there's that. Oh my God, my face looks so makeupy right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get up close and show you guys what my face looks like right now before I move into setting spray, just so you can see what it looks like in case you don't use setting spray. It looks so heavy, like it looks like there's like the thickest layer of makeup on my chin and in my pores, my forehead, like the stuff is already separating between my eyebrows. Like it looks like I've been sweating and oiling all day. Like this is, whoa, I am shocked right now. Even far away right now, like my mirror is like a foot away from me right now. It just looks so heavy and my face looks so aged and just, I don't know, it's making me look a lot older than what I am. So foundation's not off to a good start. Last thing I have is the Butter Believe It Skin Mist. So we have a new setting spray with Maru butter. And looking at the back of this, like reading the description, it has the same kind of claims, same ingredients, like same wording and everything as every other product in this collection. So they didn't get very creative with that. It does say it's supposed to deliver a radiant, flawless airbrush finish. Incredibly weightless texture combines the best feature of a powder and mist to smooth skin texture and effortlessly set and refresh makeup all day long. This is $13 at Ulta. So yeah, it has all the same butters. It's from the lush and nutrient-rich Amazon. So just to really test this, I'm gonna apply it only to one side. And it's trying to do that coconutty, beachy, summery kind of smell, but it's definitely more like alcohol down. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this dry and then I'll get up close and see if there's a difference. Let's talk about my first impressions of this real quick, just because I have used this for the past couple of weeks, like here and there. Every time I wear this, my makeup completely melts and just fades off throughout the day. My cheek products don't hold up, the foundations don't hold up. I don't really think it's a coincidence because I also use this today to wet my shimmer on my lid. My eyeshadow's creasing. I use the same primers that I always do, like the ones that I trust, and they're creasing so bad. It looks like I've had this on for like 42 hours. As far as looking up close and seeing a difference from side to side, setting spray versus no setting spray, I see no difference at all. But you would think where it has all those butters and all these hydrating ingredients, it would make your skin look more glowy and more dewy, but I'm not seeing any difference on this side at all. And that's really weird because most setting sprays make your face look at least a little bit more hydrated, but this is doing nothing. My God, there's just like lines all on my forehead. Like I look so not me right now. You can see literally every blackhead and every pore on my chin and my T-zone. Like it just looks so porous. Like I look like SpongeBob. So yeah, we're off to a great start. So I'm gonna go ahead and go about my day, and luckily I don't have to go around anybody, so that's good. But yeah, I will see you guys at the end of the night. Alrighty, so I've never done this before, but we're gonna have to cut this wear test short because I can't do this anymore. It's only 8 o'clock right now. It's like 8:15, so we've only been in like 4 hours and doing this wear test, but I have not tried a foundation this bad in a long time. Setting spray is bad too, don't get me wrong, but the foundation, I can't, who passed this along? Who said, okay, you know what, that's good. Let's move it on out. Let's go put it in the stores. My pores right now literally look like I have a clay mask on. Like, you know those clay masks where your pores get darker because it's like it's decongesting them or whatever, and you can see the blackheads, like you can see how large your pores are. That is what my chin looks like, and that is the grossest thing I've ever seen with a foundation. I've never seen a foundation actually do that. And it doesn't feel the most lightweight either. I mean, it's not the heaviest feeling foundation, but it's also not like the thinnest, lightest feeling. I can foresee in a few hours it being like super heavy and cakey, because I mean, if it looks this bad only a few hours after wearing it, I mean, it looked this bad right upon application. Like it was horrible. But I can only imagine how bad it's gonna look in a few hours, which if I could persevere and withstand this right here, like this is, the chin is the worst part, then I'd be able to see for myself, but I can't do it. That is not acceptable. Mascara is mediocre at best. I mean, it looks fine now, but not many mascaras are gonna look that bad without eyeliner and dramatic eye makeup. So, I mean, it's fine. If I want a more natural look, then I'll just apply less of a dramatic mascara. Like to have a designated natural mascara, just, it's a waste of money to me. I mean, it hasn't flaked or anything yet, so that's good, but meh. Diamond Dust highlighter is not a complete fail, but I feel like it's just way too overwhelming with the sparkle and the glitter. Face palette's probably the biggest win in this, so I do like that one. I'm pretty upset that it broke already though, because all I did was hold it up and that one pan fell out, so it can't be that secure in there, so definitely wouldn't recommend traveling with it. So yeah, I'd love to hear what your all's thoughts are, and if you've tried any of these things, let me know your review in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, if you want to see more like it. Subscribe to my channel and turn the notification bell on to always see my stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah.